the roar in the darkness. In the heart of the African savannah, beneath a sky smeared in sunset orange and blood-red streaks, the king of beasts stood at a dangerous crossroads. A lion, majestic and battle-scarred, found himself surrounded by one of nature's most formidable enemies, not a single predator but a clan. A clan of hyenas, cunning, vicious, and hungry. This is the story of survival, of pride, of dominance, and of a lion who, cornered by his rivals, found strength not just in his power but in his spirit. In the vast stretches of the Serengeti, where life and death dance in cruel harmony, this is the tale of one lion's fight for freedom. Chapter 1. The Lone King. The lion's name was Kito, meaning precious gem in Swahili. But there was little glitter in his life now. Once the proud leader of a large pride, Kito had ruled over a lush territory rich in prey and water. But with age came challenge. Two younger males had ousted him during a brutal fight. Scarred and humiliated, Kito had wandered alone for weeks, surviving on scraps and instinct. He roamed the plains alone, sometimes watching from a distance as his former pride played in the grasslands. His sons now treated him as a threat, not family. His daughters didn't recognize him. The world that once bowed before him had moved on. But Kito still had the heart of a king. And sometimes, the heart is more dangerous than the body. Chapter 2. The Hyena Clan. They called themselves the Mamba Clan, known across the savannah for their ferocity. Led by a matriarch named Senga, the clan was over 40 strong, an unusually large and cohesive group. Unlike lions, hyenas operate like armies, coordinated, communicative, and brutal. To them, Kito was an opportunity. A weakened lion, past his prime, yet still large enough to feed many. They began tracking him, their whooping laughter echoing in the twilight. Kito knew the sounds all too well. It wasn't just noise, it was strategy. One group would flank. The other would harass. Another would wait for weakness. He had to keep moving. Chapter 3. The Trap. On the third day of being tracked, Kito's body began to betray him. His ribs showed through his golden coat. His stride had lost the arrogant swagger of royalty. He found a rocky outcrop to rest beneath, hoping the boulders would keep the hyenas from surrounding him completely. But the Mamba clan had waited for this. As night fell, they crept closer, eyes glinting like scattered stars, their forms blending into the tall grass. Kito awoke to the sound of bone-snapping laughter. They had cornered him. He stood and roared, a roar not of strength but defiance. Chapter 4. The clash begins. The first bite came from behind. A hyena had lunged and clamped down on Kito's hind leg. With a savage snarl, he twisted and struck, claws slashing across the attacker's muzzle. Blood sprayed. But more followed. Senga barked commands. They were testing him, not committing yet. A dozen hyenas darted in and out, nipping, tiring him. Kito's breathing grew ragged. His tail lashed wildly. He backed up against a boulder, eyes wide, surrounded. He lunged. A body flew. A hyena yelped. But they regrouped immediately. Chapter 5. Ghosts of the Past. As the battle continued, Kito's mind slipped. He saw his cubs tumbling in the grass. He remembered his mate, her golden eyes watching him from the shade of an acacia tree. The echoes of his past made his muscles tighten. He could not die here. Not like this. Another charge. Another injury. Blood now soaked his mane. Chapter 6. The Turning Point. Then, something unexpected happened. A sudden roar, deep, young, and filled with fury, sliced through the chaos. From the northern ridge, two young lions charged toward the melee. They were from Kito's old pride. His sons. Instinct had driven them here. Or maybe something deeper. With fresh muscle and claws, the hyenas turned their attention. The fight became chaos. Kito collapsed to his knees, panting. He was not alone. Chapter 7. Retreat. Senga, the matriarch, saw the tide turn. With a bark, she signaled retreat. One by one, the hyenas melted into the grass, licking wounds and grumbling curses. The lions didn't chase. They stood beside their father, silent, heaving but united. For now, the savannah was quiet. Chapter 8. Recovery. The next few days were slow. Kito remained hidden in a shaded grove while his sons hunted for him. They brought him food, fresh kill, not carrion. They licked his wounds, slept beside him. Healing was not just of the body. Trust too returned. The pride had not forgotten him completely. And when Kito finally stood again, tall against the wind, a piece of the king had returned. Chapter 9. New Purpose. Kito did not return to lead. He knew that time had passed. But he remained, a guardian of the borderlands. Younger lions and lionesses came to him, seeking wisdom. His sons bore the burden of leadership, but their father's presence gave them strength. And far away in the shadow of an acacia tree, the Mamba clan avoided the grove where the old lion rested. They remembered the fury of his roar. Chapter 10, Hyena Reckoning. Senga meanwhile brooded in silence. She had never known fear until that night. Her clan was restless. Scarred. The pride was regaining strength and it threatened her territory. She plotted in silence, dreaming of vengeance. But within her clan voices began to dissent. Her leadership was questioned. The defeat had weakened their dominance. One night, a rival female challenged her. The battle was swift and brutal. Senga survived, but barely. She realized that her grip was fading, and perhaps, it was time to lead not with fangs, but with caution. Moral of the story. True strength isn't just physical, it's in our spirit. Even kings can fall, but dignity remains in how they rise. Family, even if strained, can heal in the face of danger. Leadership is more than dominance, it's legacy and wisdom. Even the fiercest enemy respects unyielding courage.